In my past, I had many days when I was disappointed with what I was doing. I felt that the path I followed was not right for me. Am I doing what I want? The way I'm on doesn't please me. I don't want to live like this. And the biggest problem was that I was doing what my parents told me, not what I wanted. I always had the habit of doing what my parents said. When I wanted to do something, I was telling them what a great idea I have. But for them, it was not so great. So my parents didn't support me. They told me it won't work. Something like that is not possible. You better do something else. And my motivation dropped. At the moment, they made me support my point of view more struggling. But when it came to getting to work, I already had an obstacle. I was no longer so sure that what I wanted to do was as good as I thought. All kinds of thoughts appeared that set me back. I always wanted to do things differently the way they told me, and unfortunately, I was easily influenced. And out of the desire to please them, I always did as they wanted. I forget about myself and what I want, and I put them on the first place. I think it's good to help people, but usually we give up what we want for what others want. So do what you want for the first time, and the more you grow, the more value you can offer to other people. Sometimes maybe they were right, but maybe if I was supported in the right way to do things as well as possible, even if it didn't succeed in what I set out to do, I will definitely learn some very good lessons. They always try to get me on a path that they thought is right for me. But the truth is that no one can tell you exactly what to do. I recently realized that I don't get very far this way. I'm spinning in a circle, and I have to change something to get out of it. First of all, I understood that my parents don't want to hurt me. But they don't realize they live somehow, I live something else, and we see life differently. They give me pieces of advice from the experiences they lived and what they would like to do if they were in my shoes. Then I realized that if they see things differently, they have no way of understanding my perspective. So I have no reason to go to them and tell them what a great idea I have. In reality, I tell them with the intention of receiving support and encouragement, not pieces of advice on whether it works or not. The reality is we can do what we want even if we don't have anyone's support. We get to work and see what comes out. I give up looking for their support. The most important support I need is from me. I begin to create a plan. I ask myself, what do I want to do? How do I want to live? How do I make myself feel good in the first place? After I found the answers, I fixed a date when to start living according to my rules. The fixed date was a few months away to prepare my thinking for the new way of living. All this time I thought as often as I could about how I would live according to my own rules. I want to live better, so I thought about the things that help me and give up everything that drags me down. When the proposed date approached, I decided to tell them I will change my path. Without any explanation, I just say I want to try another path. Whatever they said against it, I have the same answer, I want to try. You can do the same. When you decide to do something, don't tell anyone. Get down to business. Then if someone asks you what you are doing, you can say it. And if they start with affirmations that can't stop you, you can answer nicely, I try, I have nothing to lose. And don't pay attention to what they say. The appointed date came and I started on a new road. Since then I have started a YouTube channel. My condition has changed. Without the dissatisfaction that I'm doing something that others want, without frustrations, and with the courage to try something new, something that I want. Always when I tried things that I didn't want, I wasn't satisfied and I didn't even have the desire to perform. And every time I did something I set out to do, I did it with a different energy and motivation. And I realized that there are two options for me to be well. Either to go the path that I want, or to understand that maybe it's good to try the path proposed by others. I also choose wrongly. I'm not saying that my opinion is the best, only that you are much more involved when you choose your own path. I learned something from everything, and perhaps among the most important was to give enough time for everything. I realized that for a new path in life, at least 1 year must be invested so I can see if it's what I want. Many times I worked hard at the beginning because I was excited. Then after the excitement passed, and I started to seem difficult and I felt tired, I gave up every time. But if I invest enough time, I get past the period when it seems difficult and I really see if it's worth continuing or not. Plus, the results do not appear in the short term. It requires patience. Maybe sometimes even a year is not enough. But I decided the minimum is 1 year, and if more is needed, I invest more. This helped me to better understand the pitfalls of our era. Some of it is losing our patience, wanting quick results, or desire to getting rich overnight. And many persons take advantage of this. Take advantage of our lack of patience. Don't be fooled by some illusions. Don't do something just because someone says so or because it's fashionable. We no longer let our parents or friends tell us which way to go. But why do we let others on the internet to do that? Do what you feel, not what you are influenced by. And before investing in a course, wait a few months to see if you still want to do this or if it was just from the excitement of the moment. I'm not saying that if you do it out of the enthusiasm, you can make a good choice. But my opinion is that you have a better chance of making the right choice if you have patience. I also learned that if you want to support a person or really want to help, first of all, you listen to him and then ask, how did you plan to achieve what you set out to do? Why you want to do it? This is how you provide the real support. You can say, yes, you can try. Can I help you in any way? Everyone has to live the experiences they need to develop. After I got rid of the needed for support, I went ahead with what I set out to do. I have another courage. Maybe everything will not turn out as I propose. Maybe I won't be able to get where I want to go. But I will never be disappointed that I went down a path that I didn't want. I go the way I want. I fall, I get up, I learn not to fall, then I stop myself, I learn not to stop myself, or maybe I see someone else tripping and I will walk differently so as not to stop myself. The whole road is a series of experiences, pleasant and less pleasant. The important thing is that we can learn from each one. I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss out on any of the upcoming videos about my life lessons. Bye bye.